Alright, welcome back to animated paintings. So last time we learned the transformation spell, and we also did a pop quiz. Now we have to go meet with Poppy. Luckily it looks like there's a flue flame up here. Yep. So I was actually not intending to record this game today. I was intending to record Baldur's Gate 3, but it turns out the latest hotfix broke the script extender. Yay! So here I am. Oh well, I have fun recording this game too. It's just not what I was intending to do this morning. Do I have anything to sell? Just while I'm thinking about it. I guess I should check gear, not inventory. Looks like I might have a few things. So yeah, I'll go do that real quick before I go and actually talk with Poppy. We are pretty rich at this point. 11,000 galleons.
Hope to see you again.
Not bad at all. Alright, so 3 broomsticks. Poppy said she'd meet here. I don't expect this will be terribly long. She just wanted to talk.
Over here.
Yes, I see you. Hi.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
Yeah, we can't just leave her without her young.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Oh, believe me, I've caused enough trouble with Victor Rookwood myself. You basically threw a drop into the ocean there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, I've been telling pretty much all of my friends so far, so fuck it, let's tell.
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can.
Alright, thank you,
I'll let
Poppy.
you know when I have news of her location.
Hey, Serona. Excuse me. Alright. So now we have a few other things.
Anna's getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
Feldcroft, okay. Yep, I can do that. Yeah, Sebastian wanted to meet me for something else, but I guess he went and checked on his sister in the meantime because I was busy. It was over here that he wanted to meet. Let's prioritize this first, because this seems like the most recent development, so he's probably here at Feldcroft. Ah, okay, so I've not been to the catacombs yet, so I'll have to go to Feldcroft. Feldcroft. It's the nearest place that we have. Alright, it's not too far away. Quick little flight on the broom. Ooh, we got some balloons to pop. You know how you said your sister's getting worse and we have to look over here? I'm gonna pop some balloons first. I hope you don't mind my priorities being kind of wonky.
Is it lower or upper Hogsfield?
Also, there are some poachers down here, I think. Or some goblins or something. Is there another
Revelio.
balloon hiding somewhere? Ah, down there. First combat of the recording session, so you know what that means. Time to warm up.
Now, where did I set my...
Nice camera angle.
Arresto momentum.
That's not who I was aiming at, game.
One of my own. You will fall.
I'll bury you.
Oh, steal your little weasel.
Ouch.
I won't rest.
Accio.
You're so
Arresto momentum.
Ouch.
Expelliarmus.
Stop that. Take an axe to the face. Stop that. Oh my god. You are annoying me.
Glacius. Defender.
You're dead. Do you
Arresto
mind?
momentum. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Accio. Glacius. Defender. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus.
Why am I missing this guy? Oh. Oh, I thought I was dead there because I accidentally blocked instead of dodged.
Confringo. Your blood's on Ranrock's hands.
I believe that guy just flew. Although his body disappeared before he landed. Oh well. That was a bit of a rough start, but as I've said, this game, for some reason, I just need to warm up in the combat. It just doesn't click in my brain right away. Right, so here's the Flue Flame. Also, it's night again. Wasn't it just daytime for a very short period of time?
You're
Hey,
here.
Sebastian.
Good.
Yep.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
Knowing Ominous, he's probably skulking about somewhere just out of sight. And he'll probably pop up at a moment where we're like, oh, we best not tell Ominous. That's the way he works. But yes, student report. The catacomb assigned yielded more than I'd imagined. Learning about our ancestors was truly illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room, which had suffered decay amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately, I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further, if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Alright, let's see what's in there.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
My nerve is not so easily shaken. That's one thing Maximilian has going for him. The fact that he is either brave for better or for worse.
Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Okay, so there's some loot in this one.
Opening all of these is tempting.
Why would opening all of them be tempting, Maximilian? We have a handy dandy
Revelio.
revealing
This room
spell.
is taller than it looks.
Yes, I see that.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, that's way too far from the wall.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
There we go. Yoink.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Yep, I've been through 1 or 2 dungeons in my time. In fact, I probably should have changed out my school robes. I keep forgetting to do that recently. Not entirely sure why.
Glacius. Defender. Confringo.
Ooh, that burned the web too, and I got a talent point. Yeah, let me just spend that real quick, because I know exactly what I want to spend that on. Spells, transformation. I could have saved that for Imperio Mastery because, well, as you can see. But I like Transformation Mastery.
Revelio.
Oh, that sound that's looping is just the webs burning. Okay.
Accio.
Yoink.
Revelio.
So we've got a blastable thingy here. And a little... Is that progress? No, that's where we came from, isn't it? That's progress.
Depulso.
This might be a side path.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Hi, spiders.
Revelio.
I see you skulking about.
Accio. Expelliarmus.
That's what I meant to do. Yeah, really handy spell. Pretty much instantly kills whatever's transformed.
It no longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into
Revelio.
problems. Often cave-ins.
And then we're abandoned.
Exactly. We'll be fine, though.
Confringo.
Yeah, the gear that I'm finding is
Revelio.
not exactly an improvement. But that is to be predicted. I seem to have found some rather good gear, and then the game's having a hard time giving me upgrades.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd. There's something here by the altar.
1 second. I saw some loot that I walked by. That always takes precedent. You should know that if you're going to be traveling with me.
Revelio.
Oh, it was up here. I can't get in there yet by the looks of it. Fair enough. Alright, what is this note then? Stoodle... Stoodle Jerdit's entry, yes. I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and was reminded to leave it where it lay. But research must come before the fealty to the rules. I sensed something from this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors, forgive me, but I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return it, but first I must ready myself for our next assignment, learning the Imperious Curse. The spell said to serve well against enemies.
What did you find?
Interesting. So they were actually learning the Unforgivables in class. Very interesting.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
I mean, I imagine they came from a student who managed to leave them behind in very convenient places, but I'll ask anyway.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Yep.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone.
Don't ask what the fuck that fake laugh was.
Revelio.
But yes, I've dealt with bone structuring before. The pause there was to choose my next words very carefully because it could have been taken a very wrong way. So this could also be blasted away. Okay, so let's just
Accio. Guardian Leviosa.
then. Okay, so I've completed a very small section.
Revelio.
Seems like we're gonna need rather a lot of bones.
Accio. Guardian Leviosa.
In my first playthrough, this puzzle actually had me stuck for a while because I was trying to put the bones here rather than on the central thing, and they weren't connecting for that reason. And for some reason, I just wasn't putting them there, and I was confused as to why the bones weren't actually
If this archway's been barricaded, we can find
being
a way
added to the
through.
arch. You don't need to talk, Sebastian. I was talking to the audience. Don't ask who the audience is. That'd be breaking the fourth wall like I'm doing right now.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
Aha, more bone structuring. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any out of here because I have to crawl through. So, let's see. Aha, so there's some behind the devil's snare.
Confringo.
Looks like... Oh, I just barely had it. Okay, so I'm going to need to use Lumos to cause them to retreat a little bit, and then I can Confringo to keep them away.
Confringo. Lumos.
Is that not enough? Also, that smoke effect looks kind of janky, doesn't it? It looks like it's going in like half frame rate.
Confringo. Lumos.
Come on. Is that not what I'm supposed to be doing? Let's see.
Confringo.
That was one loud fucking motorcycle to be audible from
Lumos.
the basement that my office is in. Just the fuck.
Revelio.
Are these even coming up in Revelio? No, they're
Bombarda.
not. Whoops, that's the wrong...
Confringo.
Ah! Ah!
Lumos.
All the wrong inputs. Okay, hold on a sec. Aha, that one worked. There we go. Okay, so it was just a case of a janky hitbox then.
Accio. Accio. Revelio.
Okay, and then there are more bones
Accio.
right there.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Okay. Let's put this on the bridge.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
And now I have a path across.
Rickety bone bridge complete.
Yep. It's not my first time building one of those. Maximilian did one of those
Revelio.
rather a long time ago. And here's the loot room. Did I just pick mud out of a chest? Ah, some reward
Accio.
that is. Okay, and that'll open the gate, I assume. Yep.
Revelio.
And there's more loot
Accio.
in here.
Revelio.
Oh, and don't worry, I got the loot that was behind one of those panels in the previous room in case you saw it before I addressed it. I got it when I paused the recording to try to figure out the Devil Snare issue, which turned out to be janky hitboxes, as I said. Alright, more loot.
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory.
Did you say something, Sebastian, or was that
Accio.
Maximilian just being weird?
Revelio.
Okay, more bones in there.
Accio.
Is that something I can... That's just a shelf. I'm gonna blast it
Confringo.
anyway.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Yep,
You've
that
done
looks
it.
like the last of it.
I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
These guys are awfully punny in here. I can say I approve.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The
Yes?
student's diary mentions the Imperius curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Yeah, out of curiosity.
Where did you learn the Imperious curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
I was half expecting Ominous to round the corner when you said that.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
Yeah, you see, that is something, if Maximilian were clever, he would realize that the issue with the unforgivables is the fact that you have to mean it when you use it, and that can kind of encourage sociopathic behavior, where you just lose empathy because you're wanting to torture somebody, wanting to dominate someone, wanting to kill someone, rather than other spells where you don't really have to mean it that way. But he's not that clever, and that's why he doesn't really see an issue in using them. But yes, we're going to want to learn this.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
Also, remember early in the series when I said that I had a theory about how Sebastian was getting out of trouble so easily? This is that theory. I suspect he's been using Imperio to get out of trouble. But it's never really confirmed or denied as far as I can actually remember in this game.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead.
Alright, before we deal with something troubling, I'm just going to put Imperio here. Yep, we got some spiders.
Imperio. Confringo.
That was easy.
Glacius. Defender.
I don't think I even really needed Imperio there.
Confringo. Bombarda.
I had to find an alternate spell because I just swapped out to Pulso. Bombarda works.
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
I was hoping this was a side passage. Let's check the other ways first.
Revelio.
Okay, so that's a way that we can't get through by the looks of it. How about over here? Bunch of spiders in there. Oops, that was the wrong button.
Confringo.
That was some FromSoft muscle memory going in because I play a game on keyboard and mouse. Or those games, rather. So I press the sprint button in those games, which is the dodge button in this one. Because it's also a dodge button in those games. I digress. Ow!
Expelliarmus. Glacius. Defender. Imperio. Confringo.
Did that miss with the spell?
Arresto Momentum.
Oh, that's the one I've got under control.
Confringo. Arresto Momentum. Glacius. Defender.
There we go.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Revelio. Confringo.
Okay, so we've got another area that we can blast through there. Some baby spiders are gonna come out with this loot, I'm afraid.
Accio.
Ah! I totally didn't see that coming because of Revelio.
Revelio.
Don't ask what the fuck that weird fake scream was. Sometimes noises just come out of my mouth and I don't even know what the fuck they are.
Confringo. Bombarda. Revelio.
Right. Let's see here. Black leather gloves. A silver scarf. And some coins. Weird loot to be finding in a tomb, but I digress. I've addressed the issue with the loot in this game before.
Revelio.
Ah, is that one of the... No, it's not one of the
This catacomb has
chests.
suffered decay.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Unidentified neck item. Perhaps that will actually be an upgrade. We shall see. Alright, well, back on the main path. Next time, because that's where I'm going to end off this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.